Cara, Reserve Bank and the LVR restrictions. So most people are familiar with the loan to value ratios, but just to refresh, where do they sit today for owner occupied, investors, and are there any exemptions?
So big question we always get, what deposit do I need to buy a house or an investment property? So as a general rule, if you've got 20% or more deposit, that's fantastic. We can go with all the banks and we've got all the options. If you have less than 20% deposit, then we do have options. So the first option we look at is perhaps do they qualify for the first home loan, where they only need 5% deposit. So the main criteria for that is the income caps. So that's $95,000 for a single person, or $150,000 for a couple or a single person with a dependent child. So if they meet the income caps for that, then great, we've got quite a few options under the first home loan criteria, which is awesome. If they're over the caps, then we look at what banks can provide lending for you, or we call it funding, when you've got less than 20% deposit. So the government's put some rules on the banks that they can only lend to 10% of their clients with less than 20% deposit. So that's not a huge amount. So it's a bit of a revolving door or a moving target, whether they have funds available or not.
Yep.
And so we can assess it at the time. Again, it's moving, and it's not a black and white answer, so we just have to see at the time what banks are available for that funding, and we can advise.
Yep,
as far as investments go, you need a 40% deposit for an existing home. However, there are some exemptions in place. If it's a new build, then you only need 20% deposit. So a new build covers house and land, a turnkey, or a recently completed house that's within 6 months of code of compliance being issued.
And I think as well, when it comes to turnkey with investors, there's one or two lenders that can do 10% as well, isn't there?
Yeah,
one or two. So
yeah, they are. So we've got some options, and also there's those exemptions for owner occupieds that also want to do the new build turnkey route, where that's outside the rules for the banks, so that's open as well.
Great. And then you mentioned about the first home loan, and when we were talking about this the other day, that if a client's got 10% deposit and they apply for a first home loan with a 5% deposit, how's that treated? Do they insist on taking all the savings?
So as far as the savings go, they want you to use all your savings and basically realisable assets. They'll only let you keep $5,000 in your bank account.
So you sell the jet ski?
So you sell the jet ski. You're only allowed a car. So if you've got a boat, caravan, a jet ski, an extra car, they expect you to sell it and use that towards your deposit. So they really want to help people who have saved enough to get into their first home. So yeah, they do expect to see all those toys sold before the bank's going to step in and help.
Right, okay.
And then on the other side of it, they don't want to see any liabilities, so no personal loans either.
Right, okay, lovely.